Today we will ask, what is a biblical principle of the law of contradiction? All religions claim to be the one true religion, and holding to this principle is fundamental to being a follower of a particular faith. Indeed, Christians and Muslims alike argue for absolute truth. Since there can only be one true religion, the question is, what is truth? Encyclopedia.com asserts that for the law of contradiction, A is not A. Judgments contradictorily opposed to each other cannot both be true. And Phil Johnson of Grace to You states that the law of contradiction means that two antithetical propositions cannot both be true at the same time and in the same sense. X cannot be non-X. A thing cannot be and not be simultaneously. And nothing that is true can be self-contradictory or inconsistent with any other truth. All logic depends on this simple principle. Rational thought and meaningful discourse demand it. To deny it is to deny all truth in one fell swoop. He continues with this: we need to defend the law of contradiction itself because this is a biblical principle and it lies at the root of all truth. So, what does the Bible say in which we can assume and uphold the law of contradiction? Well, 1 John chapter 2 verse 21 states that no lie is of the truth. And 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 13 declares that God cannot deny himself. Indeed, Titus chapter 1 verse 2 tells us that God cannot lie. So you see, the law of contradiction is in harmony with God's word. If this were not so, a single contradiction would destroy the trustworthiness of the whole. Those who study the Bible know that this is not the case. Perhaps more vocally than any other religion, Islam has sought to find internal inconsistencies in the Bible. One example of this is when it comes to the doctrine of the Trinity. While Christians acknowledge that the doctrine is impossible to fully understand given our limited human powers of reasoning and intellect, we can say that it is not self-contradictory. Christians do not believe that God is three in the same sense that he is one. Please watch our two-part presentation on the Trinity for more on this. If we ignore the law of contradiction, literally anything might be accepted as true. Yet we can all agree for sure that black is not white and hot is not cold. To deny that if one system is right and the other must be wrong is irrational, and it destroys the very concept of truth. Jesus told Pilate that he had come into the world to bear witness to the truth. Coming from a Greco-Roman pluralistic worldview, Pilate cynically responded with, "What is truth?" However, Jesus had been progressively revealing that he is truth, and he was about to go willingly to the cross and die for the sins of all those who would transfer their trust from their own hopeless good works to trusting in him for their salvation. Christians must defend the law of contradiction because it is a biblical principle lying at the heart of absolute truth. For this reason, we invite you to study the Bible for yourself and compare its truths with the writings in the Qur'an. Thank you for listening. Please come back next week when we will answer the question, what was the Islamic contribution to science and the modern scientific method? Meantime, as ever, links and references are in the description box.